is time. It is time to brew your best beer. The 2015 SJPORR Challenge is brought to you by the Grainbill Homebrew Supply, located in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Brewers Exchange, operating in the U.S. and Canada. Finney's Homebrew Emporium, located in Bishopdale, Christchurch, New Zealand. And Omega Yeast, located in Chicago, Illinois.
Hello, and good day. It's a Saturday, and tonight we've got 3 days left. I might have a go at doing 2 tonight, and then 1 tomorrow, which is the Sunday, to finish off. Because we've got visitors on Monday, and I won't be able to do a review, and we're pushing dates. No, we're not quite pushing dates, are we? We've got a few days left, but anyway, I fancy doing 2. So let's have a go. This one is Homegrown Rosemary and Apricot Hefeweizen. Now, I love a good hef, and this is really intriguing. There is an information sheet on it. Ta-da! So let's have a quick read. It was brewed on the 1st of August, so it's relatively... Well, it's a couple of months old actually. Look at this, 10th of October today, so 2 months and 9 days old. Original gravity 1053, finished at 1010, and grain bill 42 Pilsner and wheat, 8.5% oats, 2.5 acid malt, 2.5 crystal 20, and 2.5 Vienna. Just mosaic in this, 15 grams at 60, 7 grams at 15, so not a whole lot of bitterness there, but 25 grams of rosemary at 15 minutes. Now, I've never had rosemary in a beer. I like rosemary on my potatoes, but I've never had it in a beer, so I can't think whether that would work, but I'm obviously going to find out. Other local ingredient, apricots, homegrown rosemary and apricots. So both the rosemary and the apricots are homegrown, so that's top marks from me for that, because properly local ingredients. I don't know where these are from, but anyway, it might tell me in a second. Yeast, Lallemand Munich, 2 packs. Fermented at 20 degrees C, excuse me for yawning. Second read at 21. No information on carbonation and notes. Brewed with apricots and rosemary from my family's gardens. Rosemary added in to the end of the boil. Apricot and rosemary added to secondary. So he's dry hopped it with, or he or she, sorry, with apricot and rosemary. Been in the fridge so it's nice and cold. We're going to give this a go. I'm going with a teaspoon. Let's see what we get. Nice healthy hiss. There's some there's some smoke, and it's fizzed up a bit there, and well, there is some rosemary on there, I'll tell you. Now, being a hef, we wouldn't expect this necessarily to be clear, so I'm not obviously going to mark anything down for that. It also means I'm perfectly happy to get the whole lot into the glass and not waste a single drop. So there we go. It is pretty opaque, but not in a negative way for this style of beer. I can't see what carbonation is going on, so we'll find out in a minute. I don't think you can see either. A lovely white fluffy head, as you would expect from a beer with a high proportion of wheat, and a nice golden straw kind of colour. Let's go in. Sniff. It's the same smell that came out of the bottle, but perhaps even stronger. The The rosemary is really evident, and apricots. Yeah, I think you can get some apricot off there. I'm not the biggest apricot fan. I don't dislike them, but yeah, it would never be my first choice of fruit. Oh, been a long week, fellas. Well, this is interesting. Let's give it a go. Well, rosemary in a beer, who'd have thought that? I can't think that it would ever work. But boy, does it work. It's delicious, it's really good. So let's just go through the kind of list first of all. Mouth feels kind of medium sort of body. You might expect this to be a bit lighter, I guess, being a hef. Carbonation is on the low to medium side, especially considering the style. The malt, well, it's there in the background for sure. I think I'm picking up some of the oats. Maybe that's what making it seem like it's got a slightly heavier body. The kind of silkiness from the oats in the mash. There is bitterness from the hops, but I don't think there's much coming through in terms of hoppiness. Certainly hoppiness, but even hop bitterness, it's quite subdued. Excuse me, which you might expect from a Hefe. But, well, the rosemary, for sure, is incredible. What a fantastic idea to put a rosemary in a beer. Apricot. Am I getting apricot? There's something in the background that's setting... How shall I describe it? That's propping everything up. And I think that's the apricot. And I don't know, I guess, you know, malt, hops, rosemary and apricot, it's a pretty unlikely combination. But it doesn't half work. The flavour combination reminds me of something, and I can't put my finger on what it is. It almost has a minty quality to it, but there's a sweetness there as well, which is really nice. Now, I would hazard a guess that this isn't... I mean, let's just be honest here. It's probably fairly evident that I quite like this beer. And it's a bit of a stroke of genius. And the fact that the ingredients are homegrown, I cannot commend enough. But I would say this is not the kind of beer that I would want to drink more than one of. And of course that should not be taken as criticism. There are session beers, and then there are beers that you can just have a single one of and enjoy and move on. And this is one of those. It's I don't know, it's such an unlikely flavour combination. I think it's one of those that you'd have to kind of try if you saw it. But you'd probably only try one of. I don't know. Stick me a comment down and tell me what you think. What's your opinion? If you saw one of these, would you drink it? But yeah, the flavours work really, really well. The whole beer is very well balanced. It tastes good. It feels good in the mouth. It smells nice. It looks very good in the glass. It may benefit from a slice of orange or something like that, which is something that you often get in a hef. Maybe I should add one in. I don't know. No, I'm not going to, because that's drinking this slightly differently. Yeah, I can't say anything bad about this beer. Perhaps being a kind of, would you call it a lager style, a Hefe? I don't know. But usually it's fairly well carbonated and it's served cold. Perhaps the carbonation is a bit light for a Hef, but really that's really picking nits. It's a very nice beer. What else can I say? I'm gonna go over and give this a few scores, and I may be back with another review shortly. Yes. Congratulations to the brewer. I should have said. I don't know who this is, but you have done a sublime job. I'm really impressed, and it is really delicious. So, chin chin, and cheers.